Hello, welcome to this lesson on one-point perspective. We will need a pencil, an eraser, and a ruler. First thing we're going to do, we are drawing a cityscape from above. So this is a bird's eye view. So we're going to go ahead and start by drawing a horizon line down the middle of our picture. It should look like that. And then we're going to draw another one just below it. This is going to be a road in our picture. Okay? Then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw another road underneath the one I drew just now. Okay. So the road we drew first is on top of the road underneath. I'm going to draw my vanishing point. This point is where all the lines will converge to, all the up and down lines of our buildings. So the first thing I want you to do after you draw your roads is to draw some tops of some buildings. So these will just be simple squares. They can be wherever you want them to be. Try to draw them square-ish. But if they're a little wonky, that's fine. I'm going to draw some interesting shapes. Okay, you can always fill in more shapes as you go. If a space looks empty, you can just fill it in later. So we'll start with a few shapes first. If you want to do some overlapping buildings, can show you how to do that. Maybe I'll do a three-tiered building here. We'll see how that works. Might have to erase some of that later. Okay. And just fill your whole city with rectangular, could even do triangular shapes if you wanted for your buildings. Make it a little more interesting. The more shapes you have in here, the more buildings you will have. Do another. If you're doing a three-tiered, make sure that the ones on top are smaller than the ones underneath. Okay, you can see I didn't really use a ruler. You can use a ruler if you want to, but you don't have to. Next thing is we're going to find our dot and find the corners that are closest to the dots and just start connecting those corners. I'm going to go quadrant by quadrant so you can see. I might turn the paper when I get to a new quadrant. But you can see I'm lining up the vanishing point with the corner of the building, and I'm going to draw until I get to the road, and then I'm going to stop. So all of these roads, this is kind of a futuristic city. These roads are elevated, so everything underneath the road we don't see. So we don't have to worry about drawing the bottoms of the buildings. Okay? Then this building on top, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to draw a parallel line to this edge of this building. And then I'm going to draw another line that connects that side down. And then I'm going to draw another parallel line here. And then I don't want this edge of this building to go off the building. Okay, so you can see this is sitting on top of that building now. Just erase that part because we don't need that part. And then I'm going to draw this and then do the same thing. Make sure it's lined up with the vanishing point in the corner of the building. Okay, so that is one method of drawing a 3-tiered building in 1-point perspective. And then we can come back. So we start with the buildings closest to the vanishing point so that we don't have to do a lot of erasing. Anything that's in front or closest to the vanishing point we'll draw first, and then anything that's behind it, we will stop the lines when we get to something that is sitting in front. So if you were to start all these buildings from the back and work your way to the inside, then you would have to do a lot of erasing. That's why we start with the buildings closest to the vanishing point. Okay, so that block is done. So I'm going to move on to this block. And again, I'm starting with the building closest to the vanishing point. I'm going to start with the corner closest to the vanishing point. And I'm just going to go using my vanishing point and the corner of the building. Remember, when you use a ruler, you have to have 2 points that you're lining it up with. So my 2 points are the corner of the building. So anytime the building changes direction, including on the inside of a building, you need to draw a line. We're stopping our line once we get to the street. So I'm going to keep working my way back in space. To all the corners of all my buildings. The farther you get back in space, the more distortion happens, so the steeper the lines get. Okay, so that block is done. Feels a little empty there, so I could add another building. I'm going to turn my paper around. And then I'm going to start from the center and work my way out again. And it looks like I wanted to do another 3-tiered building here. Okay. So I'm going to start and see. Oh, it looks like I may have gotten a little bit too big with my top building. So I'm going to make that a little bit smaller so that it fits on top of this building. Okay, and we'll see what happens with this one. Is that going to fit, or do we need to bring it? Maybe we'll draw the bottom of this building, or this tier. Okay, so we'll draw the front 2 sides of that tier, the top tier, and then we'll just draw my sides up. So I showed you 2 ways to do the 3-tiered buildings. You can either draw your basic shape and then draw the bottom of your building so that it is centered on the top square, or you can do it how I did it down here and draw the tops of your buildings first and then hope that they connect nicely. I would recommend this way because you can actually draw the base of your building to match the top of this building, but it's up to you how you want to do it, and you can always erase and fix things if you don't like how it looks. So just keep connecting those lines, to create this illusion of building sides. All of your lines should converge towards that middle point. Now we're not going to draw this one because this part of the building is in front of that. So we don't need to draw that line. Just need to draw the lines that are not covered by other parts of the building. Okay, and then we'll finish up with this block. A good way to line up your ruler is just to put your pencil on the one point and then line up the other. Oops! Line up the other point. I was talking when I drew that and I got distracted. Okay, so put your pencil in the corner that you want to draw your line, and then other end goes on the dot. Make sure you draw lines that are going to be in front first, so that you don't have to go back and erase anything, or erase too many things. You probably have to erase some things. And then for the triangle building, it's really just the same idea. You're just putting your ruler at the corners. Okay, so there is Cityscape in 1-point perspective with a road going down the middle. Now we can make it a little more complex. We can add another road, maybe roads all around it. If we wanted to add a road that goes underneath this road, we could draw a line that goes across. I'm going to make it slightly smaller than the one above it, so it looks like it's farther away. Okay. Don't draw your road through your buildings. Make sure your buildings stay on top. I might do the same for the other side, because why not? It'll make it look more full. And then I'll draw, maybe this road will be underneath all of the roads. Maybe on the same level as this one. So it'll be underneath this one, but on top of these ones. So I'm going to draw over, under, and over. We'll have to do some erasing there. That's okay. Over, under, and okay. Same thing on the other side. Draw a road to go under this main busy road in the middle, and then over the ones on the edges to match one in the center. And there you have it. What looks to be a very bustling cityscape with lots of buildings. If you want to add another building over here, you can do that. It's just going to go inside this corner like this. So we'll just stop that line once it gets to this road. Okay, so there you have it. There's a city or a building drawn on the other side of the road. Okay, can't wait to see your lovely drawings. Good luck.